A pleasure to meet all at last, and here we are at it again with HWH Season 9. This one is episode 265 in the whole series, and what we got here is, well, Jurassic World, a cup that advertises this film, holding a good amount of cars in total. I expect there to be a total of 30, because I picked up whatever I could for this. The Action Multi-Loop Race-Off, which I was able to get on discount at Kohl's. And so I'm able to make this episode possible with these two things. So what we're going to do is get this whole thing set up, and we're going to have ourselves a little competition. But first, and here we are. This is basically the Action Double Loop Raceway, pretty much. And this set definitely is as glorious as it looks. I mean, look at those colors. Yellow, orange, blue, red, and gray. Quite a combo. It does have its own exclusive launchers. And I feel like I've seen a lot of these already with all these new action sets. And even with the track builder packs that I've been getting recently. But the main gist here is to see which color can basically progress to the red loop, which is this custom loop as opposed to long straightaways bent around to create a loop. As you can see, it has these little tiers basically. They're not necessarily like those kicker switches that you might find in some packs, but I could probably expect more or less similar functionality from these as I would from these other packs, like the spiral, basically. Flame and loop of some sorts. But as stated before though, I intend to make a competition video with 30 cars in total. From perfect speed to duck and roll, we're going to go through 15 different times throughout this whole layout in a few different ways. And so, as I've stated, we're going to do some real damage. To start things off, we're going to have both launchers set in the armed position, like so. And then we're going to pick perfect speed to go in the orange lane, and the Lamborghini Countach pace car to go in the yellow lane. And just like that, we're ready to go. Oh, okay. I guess that didn't really go too well, so let's reset, and maybe I'll just stand from over here instead. This way you can get a better visual representation of what's going on. There we go. And here we go. Oh, okay, that wasn't too good. So I guess it's safe to say this probably won't work in all instances, but just for the record here, I guess one good thing we can iterate here is that, well, it's kind of a tie. We don't really have 100% winners, but also no 100% losers. Yeah, this is pretty much just going to be what I'll use from here on out. So, all armed, and we're going to have Twin Mill go in the orange, and the Ferrari F50 in the yellow lane. So, here it goes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so it looks like Twin Mill has made it to the second loop. So, not necessarily anything wrong there, but the main goal is to get all the way over to the red loop. So, who's going to be successful here? And I guess if they do land in a certain spot, then we'll probably just count it off as who went farthest. Well, I guess we're just going to have to do that. The ladder might be the best option here. So, Twin Mill, first successor. And unfortunately, Ferrari is an amazing car, but not for today, I guess. Just bringing it a little closer so I don't have to keep reaching out all the time. And the next patch up will include the 71 Dodge Charger for the yellow, and Bad to the Blade for the orange, as you can see here. So here we go. I guess that's pretty much just that. So, sorry Dodge Charger, pretty much. I guess back to the blade was just all we needed here. Both are armed again. So, 72 Stingray convertible and Speed Seeker. Oh, looks like it's kind of a tie from here. So, it's kind of a tie between the Stingray and Speed Seeker. I kind of wondered now, what are we going to do from here? Oh, okay, so you know what? You probably noticed Speed Seeker did try to go through the second loop, so I guess we'll just count that as the win for this match. Sorry, Stingray convertible. Corvette is a legendary level racer. In most ways, at least. Next is the 82 Cadillac Seville and HW Formula Solar. So, both are great models, but only one can get through. Oh. Well, bad ties. So, I guess we'll just try this again. Oh, okay. So, looks like both have unfortunately not done so well, but hey, I guess it just goes to show not all models are meant to work too well. So, fortunate as that might seem, this is just what's going to have to be done here. I will probably say that the Cadillac Seville, though, did do a better job at staying in the lane than Formula One Solar, so that will probably be our best bet here. Next is a BMW Z Roadster and Technetium from the Acceleracers line. Here we go. Alright. Looks like we got a good thing going here. And Technetium, unfortunately, is a great model, but unfortunately didn't do too well against the BMW. Well, I guess that's pretty much just that. The BMW went through to the second loop twice, and so that's probably just what the win is here. Next are two exotic cars. We have a fantasy model known as Zodic, and we have ourselves the El Segundo Coupe. Pretty exotic, if you ask me, on both fronts. So, let's go. Oh, El Segundo. Not so good there, aren't you? One more time. Well, that's pretty much insult to injury. No pun intended. So, I guess this is one of the only instances where you've seen Zodic do good in a competition. But now, we're going to move on to our next matchup, which includes another Acceleracers model, Covelite and Saw Flat Racer. Both of these are amazing models in my collection, as well as on the track, so I know they're going to do very good in this. Wow. So Covelite did better at staying in the lane. Not so good for Saw Flat Racer. But we have another opportunity here. Let's see if either can do better. Okay, so Saw Flat Racer has improved, but unfortunately, looks like Covelite continued to stay in the lane correctly. So that's basically going to be able to count as a win. And let's not forget, though, that the first pairing didn't necessarily count as anything all too well. Though Perfect Speed and Countach, I guess we'll have at it one more time with both of them. I guess what we'll do here is put the Countach over there, since Perfect Speed technically flailed out, but still managed to get farther So that'll pretty much end it right there once and for all. So in total, we got 8 models that have basically lost, and another 8 that have actually made it, whether it's by luck or anything of the sort. So Corvette C8 is up next, and what we're up against here is the '64 Lincoln Continental. Wow, who would have thought that that would actually happen? That is insane. You got a Corvette and a Lincoln both doing well in this whole competition? Well, time for a tiebreaker. Let's see if either can stay in their lane or make it farther. You know what? I guess the Corvette did try to go around the loop, so that'll pretty much be that. Sorry for the Lincoln. Unfortunately, we can only do so much at a time. So, I guess with that in mind, Desert Drifter, pretty much sweet driver, I would probably say, because Desert Driver is something different. Up against GT Hunter. Okay, looks like Sweet Driver wasn't so sweet, performance-wise. So that's pretty much going to be that. If it flobbles around one more time, that'll basically be the end of it, and GT Hunter automatically gets the pass. That pretty much cuts it. So, Sweet Driver, unfortunately, seemed like a great model, but only did so well here. And up next, what we're going to do here is Dragon Wagon and Carbonic for the next matchup. Carbonic pretty much made it to the second loop, and so distance-wise, that's going to be a great thing. Nice advantage over Dragon Wagon, but now we're going to do at it again, pretty much. Who can do better here? Carbonic gets a win, whereas Dragon Wagon does not. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, it's pretty much what it is. Next up is Mega Duty in orange, and for the yellow lane we have RD01, yet another Acceleracers model. And so I guess the question is, who's gonna make it? Oh, that was nice. So I guess what we're gonna do here is try one more time. Looks like both have done so well that it's hard to guess exactly who can in fact do better here. So I guess a tiebreaker round couldn't hurt. Let's see who can flail out of the lane and give the other person the win. Oh, looks like Mega Duty is pretty much derailed. So, sorry. Looks like the racing drone has managed to make it through here. So, here we have Land Lowrider for the yellow lane and Lancia Stratos for the orange lane. A model I haven't done an HWH episode with in quite a while, so consider this kind of bonus. Well, I guess that's pretty much what that is. But there is still one more attempt with both of these models. So let's try it again. Oh, okay. Even though Land Lowrider technically didn't really get much of a win, but still stayed in the lanes, which is a good thing. So that's pretty much that. Sorry, Lancia. Next up are two other weird models, Snowstormer and Croc Rod. Ho ho! So I guess this is pretty much it. One more round, both of these guys. I guess that's pretty much gonna cut it. Snowstormer, unfortunately, didn't succeed. But yet, Crop Rod did. Which is a good thing. Because we got one last pairing. Gazella GT and Duck and Roll. So who's gonna make it? Last two contestants for this little competition. Oh! Looks like it's kind of a neck and neck between both of them. And, you know, Duck and Roll is a weird design, but still is impressive on the track. I can see why Hot Wheels Unleashed features this model, even today. Oh! You know what? This calls for another tiebreaker round. Let's see who is the sudden death territory successor. So, third time, hopefully it's the charm here. I guess. One more time? Okay. Okay, that time I saw Duck and Roll go up slightly higher. And so, that pretty much just marks that. And it looks like we have our winners here. I'm surprised to see inclusions like Lay and Lowrider and Speed Seeker out here in the winners area. Whereas everybody else, unfortunately, hadn't done quite as well. So, it's pretty impressive that we got ourselves a nice series of 16 wins here. And I'm sure as heck going to be rather excited to showcase another feature that we could try here, where all the lanes are cleared. And the only thing they got to do is go from the launcher to the red loop itself. So I suppose what we're going to do here is launch them all one at a time, starting now. So I guess what we're going to do here is we're basically going to launch these one at a time, basically. See how many can make it to the red loop, or at least as close as they can possibly get. And we're not necessarily going to fire them all simultaneously like we were doing last time, but instead individually, like so. Or like so. There we go. It's pretty much like that. So, this is what we're going to do here. We're going to marathon with the rest of them pretty much. T-minus 3, 2, 1, go! Oh boy, look at all this carnage right here. I'm quite surprised to say. Looks like we got some to go to the red loop and probably even a few to go at some point around it. But I guess it doesn't really matter exactly what happened, but it sure as heck was a lot of fun. This whole layout here could in fact be quite a thing to collect for most Hot Wheels aficionados out there. But I'm sure to say, lots of models of mine here have definitely gotten themselves in a bit of a wreck. So I'm probably going to have to spend at least 1 hour or two cleaning this whole thing up and getting this thing put together for storage. So with that in mind, thank you for enjoying HWH once again, and I will come back soon with some more stuff.